President Trump not just looking to bring manufacturing back to the U.S., he's also hoping to shift mining for critical minerals stateside. But with limited infrastructure and capacity, can U.S. companies keep up with surging demand in the electrification era? Pippa Stevens is inside a copper mine in Salt Lake City. Pippa?
Hey, Kelly, just climbing down here from this massive haul truck at Rio Tinto's Kennecott copper mine in Utah. This thing is 2,400 square feet. The driver is more than 20 feet off the ground. I was riding around in one, not driving. That takes extra training, given that the blind spot on one of these things is as large as a football field. But the complexity of this machine alone speaks to how finely tuned an operation this is here at Kennecott and how many steps there are, both physical and chemical, to turn all of this ore body that you see behind me into pure copper. Blasting at the mine is just the first step for this copper-rich ore, which then travels along a series of conveyor belts and pipelines like this one for 26 miles to the smelter and the refiner, ultimately becoming 99.9% pure copper cathodes in a process that takes about 2 weeks. And you know, Kelly, being here gives you a whole new sense of appreciation for the scale and the sheer size of this and how challenging it is to operate, especially as ore bodies decline. Kennecott's been in operation for more than a century, meaning the most profitable ore has already been mined. And so Rio Tinto is responding by constantly pushing the boundaries, and they're now producing gold and silver here, and more recently, tellurium. That's another critical mineral used for panels, used for solar panels. And so that is how they're keeping this operation running. But with Doug Burgum calling to mine, baby, mine, when you're actually here on the ground, you see just how challenging it really is.
Yeah,
Kelly?
And as you said earlier, Pippa, it's not just getting it out, it's processing and refining it. But do you know how many people work at that mine, and if Rio Tinto has plans to expand it or other locations in the U.S.?
Yeah, so there are 2,000 people working here at Kennecott, and they do have expansion plans in the United States. They're trying to get their Resolution copper mine down in Arizona off the ground. They've been the primary operator for more than 20 years, investing in excess of $2 billion. But so far, it hasn't reached production stages, and that's because it's been stuck in permitting. Permitting is really the #1 challenge that the mining industry faces. These mines require sometimes more than 90 permits. You have to go through all these different federal agencies, given that a lot of the time they are on federal land. Kennecott's private land, Resolution's on federal land, so that makes it even more complicated. But right now, there is so much focus by the administration on advancing some of these projects, and so there is some hope that maybe with things like the FAST 41 Act, we could see some movement in the industry.